Welcome back to Bedtime Stories with Eli, and we're back after a 2-week break so I can once again bring you the best of the best dating stories from Reddit and other aspects of the internet. And that way I can share with you folks what the right thing is to do, or if the poster did the right thing in the first place. So let's get right to it. Let's get back to it. The top of today's bedtime story is: there's nothing wrong with not wanting to be alone. One more time, there's nothing wrong with not wanting to be alone. Now, let me just share a few brief thoughts before I get to this Reddit posting here. It's absolutely true. There is nothing wrong with not wanting to be alone, even if you're a man. Now, it's more so been known that women just can't be alone and they need a man to survive. And even though we're in the modern day and age where women have been liberated, they're independent, and they're making their own money, trust me, most if not all women, even if they're working and making good money, they enjoy the company of a man. They enjoy the emotional support of a man. They enjoy a man doing things for them and helping them in ways that they, need help in, and again, enjoy, a man helping them do things that they really don't want to do or can't do, right? Okay. And on the flip side, for men, okay, most normal, decent men would rather have a great woman in their life to share their life with than be alone. Men and women both balance each other out in the best ways. Men and women work best together. So I'll leave it at that. Let's get right to the posting here and see what the original poster said. This is from the subreddit dating, and the original poster titled this posting the same thing: there is nothing wrong with not wanting to be alone. Let's read what they wrote. There's this movement in the self-help industry that you should be happy on your own no matter what. Well, that is true. That is true. Before you can be happy being with someone else, you need to be happy being alone. Or a better way to put it is, you need to be happy within yourself, okay? No one really wants to be alone. But what people are trying to say in the self-help industry, just like I'm saying here too, because that's what I do. I'm a personal development coach, life coach, success coach, however you want to say it. Before you can be happy being with, someone in a relationship, you need to be completely happy with who you are, what you see in the mirror, what you do for work, which is your purpose, right? Etc., right? That's what they're saying. Let's continue. And only after you're happy, you should look for somebody. Well, that's true. If you're an angry, bitter, and miserable person, whether you're a man or a woman, and you're trying to attract someone to date, possibly get in a relationship with, and possibly get married, how do you think that's going to come off? People do not want to date and be in a miserable relationship with someone that's unhappy, sad, angry, depressed, and bitter, right? So yeah, that makes sense, okay? And if you're not happy on your own, then your focus is misguided. Well, if you're not happy on your own, here's the thing. Most, if not all, women biologically have always been dependent on a man for survival in the past before they were liberated. And even to this day, women are emotional beings, and no matter how much money they make, or no matter how much they say, oh, we don't need a man for anything, women love the emotional support of a man. They love the comfort of a man. They love being protected by a man, no matter what they say. As far as men go, I wouldn't necessarily say that your focus is being misguided if you're not happy within yourself. Maybe you just maybe you just haven't sorted through some things. Maybe you're younger, in your teens and your 20s, and you're still learning the ropes. Now, by a certain age, you should get there. Typically, guys get there by the time they're in their early 30s. If you haven't gotten there by the time you're in your early 30s, then you need some help, and maybe you can contact me for some private coaching. But yeah, it's not about being misguided. It's just that, you haven't decided to be happy with yourself yet. Maybe you've taken some wrong turns and made some wrong moves or taken some wrong chances and things have failed for you. But keep on trying. And eventually you will get there. You will find your happiness in what you do for work. You will find your happiness in general. And only then, when you're completely happy within yourself, will you attract someone into your life. Okay? Let's see. The idea of hyperindependence is ingrained in us, women and men. Women are supposed to need no man. No, that's what the feminist agenda has ingrained in many women, and that's the furthest thing from the truth. Men and women both need each other, and they work best together. Okay? It's just that in the modern world, because women are liberated, both a man and a woman need to be independently happy within themselves before they come together and share their happiness together. It's not like the movie Jerry Maguire, where, you complete me. You had me at hello, right? It's not about completing each other. It's about sharing each other's completeness together. Another line that I'll take from the great Coach Corey Wayne that's out here on YouTube as well. Makes a lot of sense there. Men are supposed to be these hyper-stoic creatures. No, that's what the social stigma is saying, right? Because of the feminist agenda, okay? You as a man are supposed to be what you were meant to be, what you make out of yourself, not what other people think you should be. Let's continue. The truth is, though, that nobody who has really long dry spells says that. Well, if you have long dry spells, it could be one of many things. Number one, maybe you let yourself go, you gain some weight, you're not taking care of yourself. Maybe you lost your job and you don't have a whole lot of money and you're trying to turn that around, okay? Or maybe it's just luck of the draw. With a lot of these dating apps and dating sites nowadays, it's luck of the draw. You just have to keep on trying and putting yourself out there, and eventually you will click with someone and something great will happen, okay? In the meantime, until that happens, don't sit around by your smartphone or computer waiting for a woman to get back to you. Just, send some messages out to, some women on dating apps. Talk to women in the real world too. And until something happens, just continue living your life and doing other things and keep yourself occupied so you don't think about it. And when you least expect it, you'll get that message on a dating app or a woman that you met in person. Maybe you gave her your number. She'll call you back out of the blue and something will come out of it, right? Okay? And women are attracted to men that are focused on their purpose. So if you're not, overly messaging them or overly texting them, okay, if they know about your existence and you've already communicated and they're just taking some time to text you back or to call you back to set up a date, okay, don't overly text them. Don't even text them back, okay? Give them time and space. Focus on your purpose. And one of those women might say, well, wow, I haven't heard back from Eli in a while. Let me reach out to him and see what he's doing, right? Right? That way you don't come off needy, weak, desperate, insecure, and you are acting differently than 97% of all other men out there that would say, hey, did you get my text? You get my text? Hey, I haven't heard from you, right? As a man, you don't want to do that, okay? Let's see. The truth is, though, that nobody who has really long dry spell says that. It is always people who are in a good position who claim that they wouldn't be bothered. Similar to people with money who will tell everybody about the insignificance of money. Dude, you sound a little angry and bitter because you've had some bad luck, but I understand. I don't know how old you are. You're probably in your 20s and you're still learning. I've been in your shoes. Every man's been in their shoes, or in your shoes, I mean. And you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn. Because I used to say the same things you do in my younger days, but now at age 48, I've totally figured it out. That's why I'm here to help as many people as possible that haven't figured it out. Okay. Either that or people who have given up. Don't give up. Don't give up. Just because you may get a little bit of a dry spell, we all go through that, okay? If you give up, the moment that you give up is the moment where that other person, man or woman, would have come into your life. People give up right when things are about to turn around. Never, ever give up on yourself. Let's see here. Looking for a partner is not about looking for happiness. Well, it's not about defining your happiness, but no, it is actually looking for happiness. You want to look for a happy partner. You just don't want to depend on that partner for all of your happiness. You want that partner to add happiness to your life, and you add happiness to their life. You should not be dependent on them for your happiness, and they shouldn't be dependent on you for their happiness. You come together as two complete happy people, and you share your completeness and happiness together. Yeah, I can tell this guy's young, but he doesn't say his age in here. Okay, let's see. It is about recognizing that you're a social animal. I wouldn't quite say you're a social animal. I don't know if that's the right way to put it, but be social and put yourself out there and just be cool with people. Say hi to people wherever you go, whether they're a man or a woman, right? Whether they're same sex or opposite sex, right? Be cordial and friendly with people wherever you go. And have no expectations, and eventually it'll all fall into place when you least expect it. Dude, you're just expecting way too much. That's what's happening here. You've got your expectations way too high. And you're thinking that maybe this is only you that's going through this. No, everybody goes through this. Every single man and woman, no matter what they look like or how they are, goes through this. It's normal. Okay? You got to filter out people until you find the right one. They're filtering you out. You're filtering them out. I'm not buying into the idea that we need to be content alone. You need to be content alone, meaning that you need to be happy within yourself. What you're saying, and I get it, okay? No one would prefer to be alone, right? So when people are saying, see, this is the thing that people do out here that confuses guys like you. They say you need to be content being alone, and it makes you feel like you need to be happy being alone when no one that's alone is really happy, right? In other words, they're saying you need to be happy within yourself, independent of anyone you would date or any other people you encounter, whether it's for business or personal purposes, okay? You need to be happy on your own, deep within. You need to love yourself first before anyone else is going to be able to love you. And you're going to be able to love them too at the same time. If you don't know how to love yourself, how will you know how to love someone else? And how can you expect them to love you? Right? Makes sense? It does. Ultimately, we're here to couple up. That's true. Bingo. Yeah, nothing more to add to that. There's a very old instinct that's driving both men and women to come together. Yeah, it's a primal instinct. That's the purpose of life. I believe in God. Now, whether you believe in God or not, I still love you. I'm not here to force my beliefs upon anyone, but most people I know believe in God. And that's the purpose of life. That's the way God made life to be. Men and women to be together, to share their happiness together, to procreate together, and have a family. But yeah, you're sharing this because the way this modern world is nowadays with feminism and radical feminism and all this stuff that, is totally new compared to back in the days of traditionalism. Yeah, we're all learning this, bro. Even us guys in our late 40s, like I'm 48, we're all still learning from this. But most of us, as we've gotten older over the last 5 to 10 years, have learned how to deal with this. And now us older guys are trying to teach you younger guys what we've figured out and learned. You're going to get there, dude. You're a little bitter, but you're not that bad. This is normal because we've all gone through this. Furthermore, the biggest healing happens in relationships and not on your own. Well, when a man and a woman bond together and create an emotional bond, there's nothing better than that. It makes your sex even better, right? When you have sex in a relationship with an emotional bond, it's extremely fulfilling. When you're not emotionally bonded with someone, the sex it's meaningless, right? Okay? And you can be intimate with your partner, and then afterwards you can sit there and talk with each other. And if you're going through something or your partner's going through something, you can talk it out and just snuggle up and be each other's support structure, right? Okay? And women are great at balancing out men's rougher masculinity. They're able to bring us down a little bit, which is great. I certainly need that from my lady, and she gives me that, and she's good at that. I appreciate that. And I uplift her because she's very emotional, as is the way most women are, right? So I give her my emotional strength, and she kind of brings down my rougher masculinity a little bit with her feminine energy, right? It's beautiful, bro. It's beautiful when it's in sync like that. Don't let self-help authors, or frankly any other people who don't even take their own advice, shame you into thinking there's something wrong with you if being without a partner bothers you. I agree with you, brother. There are a lot of phonies out there. There are a lot of people, like myself. I started this business as a self-proclaimed life coach. And there are a lot of people that do the same thing I do out here on YouTube and other aspects of the internet, right? Okay, but not everyone, truly cares about the best interest of the people like I do and a few others do. Most of these people just care about selling you some program that is telling you if you do this, and if you're, a little bit mean and aggressive and overly aggressive and do this 20-step program, she'll never leave you. You'll have full control. No, that's all a bunch of crap, right? Okay, so you need to, properly vet, the coaches and authors that you follow, that, the books you read and the videos you watch, etc., right? You need to make sure, how they're qualified and what's their philosophy. My philosophy is about helping men and women get what they want, and creating true love and happiness is one of them. I'm also a business coach, and I help men and women also figure out what their purpose is, and either help them find the best possible job in the corporate world or working for somebody else, or helping them figure out if the right thing to do is to become self-employed and start their own business based on their purpose, right? All right, so let's go read a few comments here before we wrap this baby up. I think the point is also about not needing to be in a relationship. There's a chance that with the mentality people end up and stay in crap relationships because they don't want to be on their own, which can be damaging and unhealthy. I've said it before, I'll say it again. You need to properly vet the people you get to know. And more so nowadays, guys are just giving any woman a chance that gives them the time of day, because yes, it is much more difficult for guys to get a date because women have more options. Why do women have more options? Like I've said in the past, because 97% of the men out there are thirsty beta males, and they overly inflate all women's value, right? And women are getting hundreds of messages on dating apps per day, whereas guys are lucky to get 2 or 3 messages either in a day or some every now and then, right? Just because you're getting fewer messages and have fewer options doesn't mean that if you get a message that you got to just give it everything you've got to that one woman. You need to properly vet them, ask them some questions. Hey, how are you today? And see how they respond, right? And then ask, hey, nice to connect with you here. What are you seeking on Hinge? What are you seeking on Bumble? What are you seeking on Match.com, right? And see what they say and see how fast they get back to you. A woman that's really interested and into you out of the gate is gonna first of all feel it out of the gate, and then she's gonna get back and say, I'm looking for a relationship. I really like your profile. You not only look cute, blah blah blah, dude, right? Whatever your name is, but I really like what you said in your profile, and I'd love to get to know you. Then you can say, hey, well, would you like to exchange numbers? If you'd like to send me your number, I'll text you to arrange a call. We can talk later tonight, and try to get to the phone as soon as possible, even that same night or the next day, because if you don't take action right away, both men and women, but more so women, but even, many men have a lot of options too, sometimes. If you don't go for that phone call right away, then, there's a chance that they're talking to somebody else, and that other person, might get to the phone with them before you and make a real connection by phone. They meet up in person, and then you lost your chance, right? So, don't snooze, okay? Like Coach Corey Wayne also says, if you hesitate, you will masturbate, right? So don't hesitate. Go for it, all right? Exactly. You need to be able to be stable on your own, mentally, financially, etc. Right. You need to come complete first as an individual and be happy first as an individual, whether you're a man or a woman, before you can, get with someone and be in a happier place. A man and a woman should not be dependent on the other person for their happiness. They should be looking for someone that can add to their happiness, and together you are happier together. That's the way you need to look at it. That's what that's what it means. And most coaches, when they talk about this, they talk about it in a way that's very confusing, or they force you to buy their expensive program to try to find the answer. And then they still give you the runaround because they want to keep you on their paid platform as long as possible, right? Myself, Coach Corey Wayne, another coach, Dan Bacon, we're three of the most, down to earth, genuine and real coaches out here that are going to give you the best information that's truly going to help you get what you want. And make you more happy than you already are. Or if you're not feeling happy, we're going to help turn your attitude around so you can be happy and get what you want. Let's read a couple more here. Most of the self-help people I know promote marriage and relationships. If you want that, listen, I've never been married and I have no kids. Am I still open to marriage? Sure. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. I'm not against marriage. I just haven't found someone yet that I wouldn't say is worthy of being married, but I haven't found someone yet where the both of us were willing to take the plunge. I've talked about marriage with women in the past. It just never went there, right? If it feels right, that's fine. But don't feel like, you need to get married just to conform to something that someone says, right? And that could be another coach, a family member, friends, whatever, right? You do what makes you happy. Maybe you just want to date someone for the rest of your life. Now, if you date someone for a certain amount of time, in most states here in the U.S., there's common law marriage. So, that's, if you're living with somebody for 10 or 20 years, it's almost like being married. So at that point, it's not going to matter. But if you're living with someone for 20 years and you're happy with them, right? You're still with them. Why would you not want to be married to them, right? Well, some people say, well, we don't want them taking half our shit and our resources and all that. Well, if you're with someone for 20 years and you're worried about them taking your resources, then those 20 years were meaningless to you. If you can't trust someone after 20 years, I don't know what to tell you. Let's see. I don't think I've ever heard one say you don't need no man unless it was some quack on TikTok. Lots of women are doing that. Lots of women feel that way online and offline. Now, yes, a lot of these women and men that make these videos are intentionally creating them to stir up the drama pot and get attention because they have no other content besides creating drama. But there are also many women, that honestly feel that way, at least, for a little while, because they've probably gone through a bad breakup. We don't need a man for anything. Ladies, we don't need a man for anything, right? Most women will make videos like that and say things like that after a man that they were really into broke up with them, right? And they probably broke up with that woman because of something that, she was doing wrong. Maybe she had a bunch of male friends that she spent time with, and, her boyfriend didn't like that, right? A lot of these women nowadays want to, bake their cake and then eat it too, right? Okay? They want to make their bed and then lay in it, right? So a lot of those women that say we don't need a man for anything, okay, typically made some mistake in their relationship where their previous man that they were really into broke up with them, and now they're just angry and bitter temporarily. That's my opinion about that. I think the message is that relationships aren't the panacea to all your problems. I have no idea what that word means, to be honest with you. There has to be hard work put in before and during a relationship. If not, there is a high chance the relationship won't work out. Well, the bottom line is this. The only way relationships will work out is if you, the man and the woman, have a large spark or rush of sexual attraction within 3 seconds, of laying eyes on each other. If that's not there from the very beginning, it doesn't matter, right? A lot of men and women will go on 2 or 3 dates if that large rush or spark of sexual attraction isn't there from the very beginning. But if it's not there, it'll never be there. And a lot of women will, not show any affection on a first date because they're guarded from the past of showing a lot of affection and maybe even being intimate with some guys on a first date. So now they have a guard up and they're punishing new men. And you guys need to learn to recognize that. And if you go on a date with a woman like that, or if you're talking with her on the phone, you got to kind of gauge how open-minded she is and how affectionate she is. You got to basically ask her. Like any woman that's in a healthy place, that's really attracted to you from your photos online and what you wrote, when you get on the phone and you ask her these questions about affection, are you affectionate? Do you like romantic weekend getaways? Blah, blah, blah. Any woman that's really into you will say, yeah, oh man, I miss being affectionate with the right guy. I miss romantic weekend getaways. You sound like an amazing guy, Eli or Bob or Jeff. Gosh, when can we meet, right? You're looking for that, guys. Okay? If you're not getting that excitement from a woman, it's probably not going to work out. That's the bottom line. These self-help people are saying get yourself in equilibrium emotionally and financially in preparation for a relationship. Well, that is true. You need to be emotionally stable, emotionally aware, and emotionally available and financially stable. You should be that way even when you're single, when you're not expecting a relationship or looking for one. Well, you should never expect when things just kind of happen, right? But you should be that way independent of anyone else. So nothing wrong with that. If it doesn't work out, you'll be fine on your own too. Well, yeah. And then you'll put yourself back out in the dating world. There are so many people out there, right? If one doesn't work out, take a month or 2 off and put yourself back out there, or take a couple of weeks off depending on how long the last relationship was. Give yourself a little break and put yourself back out there. But in the meantime, until you find someone to date the next time around, keep working on your purpose, make more money, work overtime, okay? Hang out with some friends and family, do some hiking or some walking, join some other groups. Go to meetup.com and join some other groups. There are many things you can do to occupy your time. You guys just have way too much time on your hands, which is why you're sitting around, waiting for women to respond to you. Anyway, I was going to read one more, but this video's gone on long enough. That's where I'm going to wrap up this video here today. Absolutely nothing wrong with not wanting to be alone, whether you're a man or a woman. It doesn't make you any less of a man to feel that way. Nothing wrong with that. What matters is how you show up when you meet the woman, right? What matters is, are you a happy, secure person? Do you have your purpose intact? Are you financially and emotionally and mentally stable? That's all that matters. And then, take a nice shower, groom yourself, wear some nice clothing, cologne, nice deodorant, and show up. Show up looking your best, because she's going to show up looking her best for you. So you need to do the same thing. Give yourself the best chance. All right. So with that being said, I want to thank you all for taking the time to view this video and other videos coming to this channel soon. Please like, share, subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications. Have yourselves a great night's sleep, and I'll catch you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.